welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today's video is sort of an inspired by and then influenced. I watched a video, of course. Let's see, I saved it. Let me find it. And she was using these. These are Tempera paint sticks. They're by Shuttle Art. I mean, they're kids, right? For kids, but I loved what she was doing with them. She was making these little abstract sorry, ignore the sound effects. I was pulling up the video. Okay, it's Helen Cryer. And I'll put a link to her video in the description box below because that is what inspired me to buy these. I bought them on Amazon, so I'll have a link to them too, just in case you're interested. They're really soft. Like, they feel like gelatos, but I think they're a lot like a gel crayon. And I'll pull out gel crayons to kind of compare. I don't have like a nice set of those. I just have random sets. But I thought I would, like, after I bought these, I also did a Google search on painting with Tempera paint sticks. I didn't really find anything painting wise, but I did see one lady like doing like little samples of the different kinds of things you can do, blending, overlaying, and that kind of stuff. So I just thought I would give that a try with some of these paint sticks. They aren't labeled with their colors. The box had the color names on them, and I did write those down and then put a line of color. But really, they're for kids. That kids don't care if it's called, you know, I don't know, sky blue or pale blue or dark blue. It's blue. Anyway, so I tried there with the orange and the brown to kind of blend it a little bit to see if it would blend. You have to do it when it's still wet. These dry, and they dry pretty fairly quickly, at least in my neighborhood. You can blend a little bit, but if you try to blend once they're dry, you're basically kind of flaking off some of the layer, like that blue and yellow wasn't blending very well. But I'm going to go over the yellow, and then it's a little bit green, right? And just thought I'd, see how opaque they are. I saw one lady the other day, she did a watercolor and then enhanced her watercolor with these, which I thought was pretty cool. And I did do a video I've posted where I did a watercolor and remembered I had just gotten these, and so added them, had them enhance my little watercolor flower. But yeah, I'm just messing around with them. And then Helen Cryer, she took some painty papers, ones that she had done watercolors on, and then cropped them down. I don't know what size she did, but cropped them down and then used the Tempera paint sticks just to enhance them for little abstract art pieces. So I thought that would be kind of fun to give that a try. So I'll do that at the end of this video with a few of my painty papers. But yeah, just looking to see how it layers. It did, on that one, it did leave a chunk of the yellow. seeing how, if I could scrape through it. And I'm using I have a acrylic paintbrush that has like a chisel on the back side, so that's what I'm using. Yeah, I really like the white one, and the video I saw recently with the watercolor. If I can find it, I'll link it too. Might as well. Just have fun. She found some pastel tempera sticks, which I'm tempted, but I was like, do I really need them? I want them, but I probably should not. Just layering on top of the white to see what it would look like. Yeah, kind of putting the white down and then putting the color down helps it be a little bit brighter. See, like that one, you can hardly see that over the brown. I was filling that yellow to see if it was dry enough to put the next layer down. I'm just adding some red. These do look really bright. They don't look this bright in person, but they're really bright on here on the screen, like with this camera that I'm using. So I scratched into the one I just did, and then I scratched into the one I had done a while ago, and you couldn't scratch into the one I did a while ago. So they do dry, and I mean, you can dent it just like denting paper, but it doesn't really scratch through. So I thought I would pull out my gel crayons, which I have a bunch of random different kinds. I have Faber-Castell, a couple, I think they're, I don't know. Anyways, a few different brands and some like praying little kid ones, super little kid ones. And I have had them for a while, so they do act a little bit, they're a little bit stiffer and drier and kind of crumbly. That's because I've had them forever, I think. So I need to make sure I use my tempera paints so they don't dry and get hard like this too, right? Yeah, so I'm just testing the blending. I don't have like all the exact same colors. And sorry, I'm kind of down on the bottom of the screen there. I need to hook it up to a monitor so I can see myself better. So I know when I go off screen. There we go, that's a little bit better. And these gel crayons take a lot longer to dry. The tempera were like dry really fast. These gel crayons, they were still tacky like an hour later. So like if you wanted to use this kind of thing in your journal, I think the temperas would be a good choice because they dry faster and you don't have to worry about them like adhering to the other page, hopefully. Like I haven't tested that, but I think that's a valid reasoning. But because they don't dry fast, it's hard to really test to see how they layer up. I'm going to try the yellow and the red. So I'm going to put a red layer down. See, it's not as smooth. I am using mixed media paper, so the paper's not all that textury, but it's enough. It works similar. I'm just making random marks. Yeah, I thought that was a good way to give you kind of a comparison. I did notice, so I had done a piece before, and when I pulled them out, the tempera paints out today to do this one, and I pulled out the blue. I had used the blue a lot on my last project. It actually had moisture on top. So there was a couple of them that had moisture on the surface of the stick, the media. So it does work better if you wipe that off. I hope that doesn't mean it's gonna like dry really fast, because it's exuding all the moisture. That I don't know what that means, but just thought I'd put that out there. If any of you have used them and like them and have techniques and ideas for what to do with them, let me know. Now I have some, I want to play with them. So I did the gel crayons, the red, yellow, and blue, and now I'm now that was the first marks I made in the tempera paint, so they were pretty dry. They did reactivate a little bit with water, and the gel crayons I just barely did, so they were still obviously wet, so they really moved with the water. But you know, take it for what it is, a very unscientific test. But yeah, they both move with water, and they can be reactivated after they feel dry. So, all right, so I grabbed some of my scraps and just cut. Like, I didn't, like the lady I watched, she used a viewfinder and found these perfect compositions, cut them out, and then added, added the tempera paint stuff to make her cute little abstract designs. So I'm trying. Oh, and she also used, which I didn't notice before, she used some woodies on hers. I need some woodies. That would give me, I need both. I need the woodies. I tried these. These are the ceramic markers. They're basically wax, white wax and black wax. A China marker. China marker, that's the word. To get me some white lines and stuff, but and I'm doing this on, I think this is deli paper, so not the best choice. But yeah, she used some woodies and the tempera paints and made the cutest. I mean, I really liked her little abstract pieces. You'll have to see them. So check that link. It'll be the first video link down below. And then, yeah, you can see what she creates. She also has these little mats. It's like a little set that like it has the front and back. It's all, I don't know where she bought them. She might have a link, I don't know. So I just cut one out of just some paper so that I could put a little mat down there to see what it looked like, with nice edges and clean. I think I hover it over. It's wet, so I didn't put it down, but like that, see? So now I need some little mats for these, because I think I made 9 of these. I don't do them all on camera, but I have so much random painty paper that, yeah, I think it would be fun. I could make these, maybe practice, find some woodies, and she's got a white pencil. I don't know what it is. That seems to work really well. That I would like to find. I guess it could be a white Prismacolor. Wonder how that would work. Anyways, you can hear me thinking all my thought processes. I'm like, my friend wants to start doing boutiques. I've made a lot of stuff, but I have nothing like presentable, sellable. And yeah, so anyway. This would be a good little inexpensive thing that people could buy and say, oh, they have an original, unique piece of art. I think they might go over well. What do you think? After I practice, maybe use, watercolor paper and do watercolor, or not the thin deli paper. I was also saw a video, well, a photo. There's these people that do these stripes of watercolor and then they doodle along them. Like, I need a book of marks. I need to make a book of marks so that when I'm sitting here trying to think of what kind of mark I want to make, I have a reference tool to go to. So I'm not repeating the same, a cluster of circles, scallopy edges, little plus signs or crosses. And random little circles around pink dots. I don't know. That might be in my future. I'm gonna get a little sketchbook, like a small one, and just do a catalog of marks. Do any of you have that? I think it's a good idea. Might help me. I am using a Stabilo for my black marks, so I'm just using my water brush to activate it. It makes it like a slicker, darker line. Can be a little messy that way, though. We'll see. That one has potential. Anyway, I'm going to do up the rest of these, and then I'll do a little slideshow of how they turned out. So that'll be coming up here really quick. They look a little different all zoomed in. But here they are. You can really see the texture on there. Some of the scraps of paper that I used really had a lot of thicker paint on there, which isn't what she did in hers, but I just used what I had and just grabbed randomly. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you aren't following my channel, think about subscribing. That way you'll be notified, hopefully, whenever I upload a video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have an awesome day.